Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. I got a little short video. I was thinking about doing. Maybe a lot of guys think now that we're older out here, what do we do to for our routine or our lifestyle? Or it is a weird thing because we are so far out, pretty much by ourselves, other than the grandkids down below. But it is kind of strange. So number one, we're fortunate enough to have pretty much done everything on our property and built everything and garages, and we've done everything that we wanted to do in life. And I know it seems like a lot of people always want more to do, but we really don't. Someday I'll get the camera set up on the phone I'll take you around the property and the buildings and the houses and stuff like that and let you have a look around and see what we're talking about. But we have a small home. It's about 1,200 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It was built to be in the mountains. This is there's not a hallway in here or anything else, which is kind of weird because we had like the bathrooms right off the living room. So stuff like that. But in the bedroom, there's a bedroom door right off the living room too. It's kind of weird. But here, where you have to make all your own heat, firewood, and at the time for years and years we did firewood and things like that. It doesn't make sense to have hallways because the heat has to go down the hallway and just stuff like that. So when we designed the house, we designed this house to be set up for the mountains, the cold and we're not air conditioning. We have a swamp cooler. Now swamp coolers are kind of weird. People out there maybe think, well, what's a swamp cooler? But the point is, a swamp cooler will run on a big battery bank, or it will run on a small generator. Where an air conditioning, like a heat pump or something like that, would be a lot of you have to have power for that. So we had designed our house to fit where it's needed. The roofs are beefed up pretty good. Have a big deck on the back. Big deck. It's like 40 feet by anywhere from probably 12 on one part and maybe 20 on the other. And it's off the ground pretty good. So it's pretty deck. Like I said, I'd love to show you, but I can't right now. And so then we have the thing wired. We have it wired for 12-volt lights. We have it wired, or systems. We have it wired for a generator system. And we have it wired for inverter, battery, solar system. But I'm not going to get all that electrical systems. It doesn't really matter. But if we need generators in here for like a bigger power source, we have a key. It'll start up the generator from in here, and we run the generators. And if we want to do something major, like whatever that doesn't, I don't want to use the inverters because sometimes when you use an inverter to a big item, it'll drain the batteries faster. So a lot of times, if we need something for generator on for 20 minutes, we'll just do that. If that makes any sense. Yeah, sorry. But anyway, we made the electric, be living up here and the plumbing and, everything's, been set up. So, and the house is a nice house, and we have a little mudroom out front, which is really nice. Anyway, our morning starts off with, it's kind of weird. I got to go back. We have a weird sleeping system that we usually do, not always, but about 99% of the time. We go to bed really early, real early. We go to bed at about 6 o'clock, sometimes even 5:30. The reason being is for like 20 years of our life, we have gotten up early. 3, 4 o'clock to the restaurant, and when I was doing other things, it's always been an early to rise deal. Real early. So, we always got in the habit of going to bed early, 6, 7 o'clock, to get our 6, 7, 8 hours. And so that, since we just retired, well, our body's used to doing that. To have us stay up till 7:30, 8 o'clock is kind of near impossible. We're just passing out, from the exhaustion, and we don't really do that much, but. So we ended up, usually we go to sleep about 6, and then we wake up normally about 10, 11 o'clock at night. And we used to wake up, and we'd always wake up about that time. And we would have to sit there, and both of us would sitting there, bored, and we always had a little radio going with the local radio shows or whatever. And it got old, so we finally ended up just getting up. I know this is bizarre, but it works for us. So we'd about 10 o'clock, we will both wake up pretty close to the same time. And you want to get up? Okay, let's go. And we get up, and we'll watch a movie. Excuse me. We'll watch a movie, and or a couple recorded shows on or whatever. Connie will sometimes do laundry, something like that. She likes to crochet, so she'll crochet a little bit while watching TV. And we'll be up for about an hour and a half, maybe 2. So if we get up about 10, we'll be back to bed by 12, 11:30, and then we wake up. We get up anywhere from usually about 4 to 5 in the morning. Kind of weird, but it works for us. And we'd rather be up doing something rather than laying in bed for 2 hours looking at the ceiling. So we've been doing that for quite a few years now. And occasionally, we'll be really tired. We'll sleep right on through. Okay, when we get up, I don't eat breakfast at all. Connie likes 3 meals a day. She's a skinny one. She's 5'4", 5'5", and she runs about 105 pounds. And she's on the carnivore diet. Not as a diet, she's never been heavy. But the carnivore diet, not much to think about. I'm not getting political here on it, but has a lot of health benefits and everything like that. And we've been on it for 3.5 years, and it's been fantastic for us. I've lost, even though I still got about 25 pounds to go, I've lost 75 pounds. If I ever do a video on it, I'll bring some pictures in. But and plus it helps I had about 25 things that were just physical problems that were all taken care of. Within 6 months. So, but anyway, so and our main meal is about noon. Lunch is our main meal. Breakfast, I don't have breakfast. Connie goes into she has breakfast early, but she'll have it at like 6 in the morning, and then she has we'll both have a good the big meal at around noon, and I usually have a steak. I have pretty blah meals. I have a good ribeye steak, and then I'll have something with it, like maybe a hot dog or something meat-wise, because on carnivore diets you just live on meat and eggs, and that's what I've been doing for quite a few years. Pardon, that's my dog's barking at something out there. Connie's on the deck too. And then for dinner, we don't really have dinner. We have because we go to bed so early, and I have a lot of acid reflux if I go to bed. Right after I've eaten or something like that. And so it's better for me not to eat too early, my third meal too early. So I'll have something about 2-3 o'clock. I'll have a little snack, maybe whatever that may be. Connie does too. And anyway, so we don't do a lot of exercise. We do, I guess, maybe, but what I meant by that was that I have a exercise bike. Pardon me for these dogs barking. I know it's irritating as hell. But I have an exercise, a stationary bike, and most of the time I ride that, every morning. Ride it for usually an hour, sometimes 2 or 3 hours a day. We play with the YouTube videos and the movie, and it'll be in early morning, probably maybe 6 o'clock. I'll get on that and do that for a couple hours. And the wife, she likes to walk. She walks the dogs like 2 to 3 times a day for maybe a mile or something like that. Not quite a mile sometimes, but she gets out and she does all that. And we also have every maybe twice, 2, 3 times a week we have little barbells that we all sit on the TV or watching TV and do this and and these and just and that's about all we do. I know it. I'm old and she's old, and so we're not going to get too extreme. I'm not the kind of guy to hit the gym and all that. We're too far for a gym anyway. It'd be a 2-hour drive down and back, so we're not going to do that. We don't eat out at all. Well, very rarely. I mean, I think in the last 2, 3 years we've eaten out maybe 2, 3 times for family things. Because I'm on the diet, and I'll always just have. If I order a steak dinner, I'm going to eat the steak and then I'm going to throw everything away. So steak costs a lot of money. So we don't do that. And Connie's the same way. Connie's has a little bit of vegetables and stuff because she's got a little carbs thrown in there because she gets too skinny. I mean, if she stays on the carnivore diet, she'll like one time she was 98 pounds and she's 5'4.5", 5'5", and she was just a rail. I mean, she looked bad. She'd walk her back to me when going to the shower or something. You could see her ribs in the back. Her ribs. I mean, she was so. She has pancakes or something twice a week, or to get some carbs to keep her meat up. I'm just the opposite. I've been plateaued about maybe 25 pounds overweight for a couple of years. I'm plateaued there. I can't seem to break it, but I'll take the 70 pounds or so that I've got off, without any problem. Stuff that we do, I have a skid steer tractor. It was like a bobcat, if you call them, and I've got 55 acres, and I have a ball with that. I get on that, and I'm pretty good at handling it too. And I put in pads, and I put in roads, and I'm always dinking around with something like that. I'll get up in the early morning, get out about 7, 8 o'clock, depending how cold it is, and get on the tractor and do things, and and work maybe three hours on that. And then, not every day, but I'll do that. And then there's chores to do outside. I have to pump water and service equipment and machines and stuff like that. And that's my time in the morning. We're morning people. We like to do that. A couple days a week, we usually go to town, which is about a 45-minute one way, run our errands, and 45-minute the next. We always get around home by noon. Connie she used to read a lot years ago, and she doesn't really read too much anymore. But she's like a master seamstress. I mean, she's been doing the seamstress thing and the crocheting and the making dresses and quilts. I mean, since she was way before I met her. I met her 18. I think 11, 10 years old. She was doing this, so she's really good at stuff. She's we used to sell her stuff at the restaurant, but we got 14 grandkids, so she's busy making stuff for all the grandkids, and she does that at nighttime, and not nighttime, but the afternoon. So she does that, and so that's kind of where she does, to pass her time. And we watch a lot of TV, which is lousy. I know everybody says, well, you got to be up doing everything, and we get up at about 4 to 5. We dink around till about noon, and then I'm done and she's done, and we sit around. She'll crochet, and I'll watch car movie shows or something like that. My hobby was all along. I've been a car guy for years and years, decades. I've rebuilt Mopar muscle cars. That's Dodge Plymouth Chryslers. I call them Mopars. And and from scratch, we tear them all the way down, have them rotisserie, paint them, and all that. And I sell some of them, and I keep some of them. But I don't do that too much. My body's been getting bad. I do have a lot of medical issues, especially the last year, 2 years. I've had a stroke about 8, 9 months, years ago, which was kind of a bad one. Like I said, I had to learn to talk again, and my right side was way out of whack, and there was just a lot of bad stuff about it. Like I said, I couldn't communicate, couldn't talk, I couldn't write. I had to learn to write all over again, and it took time, and I couldn't even talk to my wife. I couldn't talk to her. I couldn't communicate, couldn't write anything to her. It all pretty much came back, and then over a year ago, around Christmas time, I had it, the year before last, I had another big stroke, and it left me. I got some numbness and tingling, but everything else seemed to come back. And then I've had 4 more just the last 4 or 5 months. I've had 4 other ones, smaller strokes. But hey, they don't seem like they're small when they're happening. So I've got most everything came back then too. I've been very fortunate. But I do have numbness in my face and hands and legs and things like that. I've got, for years and years, I've got bone-on-bone knees. And I always walk with a limp, and it hurts to walk step by step by step. But every step I take, I didn't really want to get the knee surgery or anything like that, so I didn't. And I've been, but I don't know. Right at the moment, my knee's swollen up really bad. I can't walk. I have to be on a walker right now, and we're been about that way about a week. We got to see if we can, if it's going to go away or what. But I'm going to go to the doctors maybe another week if it doesn't clear up on its own. And right now we're recovering from a huge snowstorm. We had one about a week ago and dropped about 4.5 to 5 feet. And I can't even get in the tractor to clear the roads or anything. So that's kind of where we are. And the last thing, what do we do in general? I'm pretty much, sedentary, other than my tractor, my house chores that I'd like to do. Connie, we have the grandkids living down at the rental house. You've heard me talk about them if you follow them in the videos. We got 3.5 grandkids. We got one, this half is on the way, going to be here, I think, in 4 months or something. And, Jeff and his wife, and they're great people. And they've been married a little while, and they're doing great. And his wife's an old trooper, too, for living in the mountains. So that Connie sees the grandkids a lot, which is nice. She's got 3 of them that, come up, and she takes care of them, and, a lot, not really. I mean, I wanted to give Jeff's wife, Brenda, a good a break. So they, she'll watch them for 3-4 hours, and, Brenda can have some time alone and herself. A lot of trouble, not trouble, but a lot of being busy taking care of, 3 kids, So anyway, that's kind of what we do. I don't know if it's really that interesting. I thought I'd get it down on tape, and if somebody's interested, that's fine. But anyway, that was about it, and I hope it wasn't too boring for you. I appreciate you. Please comment on, if you wouldn't mind, make some comments on there. What do you do, and how do you spend your time? Especially if you're retired. Your retired's got my interest. Thanks. Bye.